everyone, it's Emma, and today I'm doing my current favorites. These are not really spring favorites, and they're not really just April favorites because April's not over yet, but I did have some current favorite things from last month, from this month, that I wanted to talk about, and that's what we're gonna do today. As always, I will start with my book favorite. You guys, I am so sorry. This book doesn't come out till January, but I have to talk about it. I read the arc and I had so many feelings. This is The Wicked King by Holly Black, which is the sequel to The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. I loved this sequel just as much as the first one. I think the level of feels that I had for the second book increased my opinion of the series as a whole. Like, I enjoyed the first book. I thought it was entertaining, but this one just kind of sold me on a higher level because I'm so excited about where the characters are going, about the politics going down in this book. My only regret is reading it so early because the sequel to this book doesn't come out until 2020. In my very personal opinion, this is the YA Fae series that I've been waiting for. The characters are very complex and cruel. They are believably cruel instead of just being told that we're cruel, like some Fae books that I could mention. The plot twists are so shocking, like my heart is always racing and I'm gasping out loud. I never see what's coming at the end of these books. The fairy world is breathtakingly beautiful in the way that it is described, and the politics are very heavy, which I have discovered is something I love in Fae books. Like, I love the dark artifices. I think I said this after finishing the first book, but if you are a fan of Lady Midnight, since I haven't read Lord of Shadows, I would suggest this series, or at least the first book, The Cruel Prince. Since reading this book, I actually have not been able to pick up a new book. It was that kind of ending, that kind of read, where it is kind of absorbed my mind, and I may, in fact, pick up Lord of Shadows, just because I would really like to read something like this right now. Next, I have a manga fave. It is actually just one volume of manga because I do think that I mentioned this series in a different favorites video. It's Dreaming Sun Volume 6. I love this series, but I think that this volume has been my favorite so far. It just came out in April. I was very much anticipating the release because, like I said, I love this series, and it blew me away. I enjoyed it so much. It's so funny, it is so heartwarming. The friendships are just like so many feels over the friendships. I just love the characters, and my favorite character, Zen, really shone out in this volume. Just imagine a guy head over heels in love with this girl and so open and honest about it. Like, he's told her multiple times that he loves her, and he even said that he's gonna keep telling her, and yet he is ultimately so supportive of her in all her endeavors. He supports her happiness above anything. If Zen does not end up happy by the end of the series, I'm gonna actually cry. And the last time that I cried over a character's happiness was Cheong-do in The Heirs, which is a K-drama, and that was a real low point of my life. So I'm really hoping that Zen ends up happy in this series. It's really cute, it is really funny. I laughed out loud in some of the scenes. I want it to be an anime so much because I think it would just translate as a hilarious anime, and they just keep getting better. Like I said, this was my favorite volume. Side note, I really like the colors of the covers. Like, look how aesthetically pleasing this is when you put them all next to each other. It's so pretty. I now have an anime favorite. Dun da da da. This one is kind of a new favorite. I've not finished it, but I'm including it because I am really enjoying it. It is Sailor Moon Crystal. Now, believe it or not, I've actually never seen Sailor Moon, the original or Crystal. I just kind of missed that somewhere along the way. Like, I never watched it growing up, even though I feel like I should have been a Sailor Moon kind of girl growing up. So recently, like within the past 6 months, I just keep thinking of Sailor Moon and I really wanted to watch it. So I went on Crunchyroll and I found Sailor Moon Crystal and I started watching it. I would really like if someone could explain to this newbie what the difference is between Sailor Moon and Sailor Moon Crystal. I know that Crystal is a remake. I think it came out in 2014, so I know that it's newer. Would somebody please inform me if I'm making a huge mistake by watching Crystal first? Like if I should go back and watch the original one first, or if it's okay and it's just a preference thing. I would very much appreciate the advice. If you've never heard of Sailor Moon, then you probably don't watch anime. It is basically the story of these girls who form like a superhero girl group, and they become the pretty guardians of the world, and they fight evil, and they all have special powers and special outfits that are color coordinated. It is just exactly what I wanted in an anime right now. Like I started watching it and I was like, yes, this is the exact mood that I've been in for anime. So it has been perfect. I've been enjoying it so much. Now I'm going to do some music favorites, some specific songs that I've been listening to a lot on repeat. The first one is Rainbow by Kesha. I have been listening to a bunch of the songs on her newest album, and I love a bunch of them, but this one is probably my favorite. It's so beautiful and uplifting and so not what I expected from Kesha. The other day I was playing it out loud and my mom heard it from afar and was like, "Emma, what was that song? It was so beautiful." And I just love it. I love the lyrics, I relate to it hardcore, and I want to cover it. It is definitely not the like dance pop sound that I'm used to from Kesha. It's a lot more low-key, a lot more emotional and vulnerable, and that is probably why I love it so much. My other faves on that album at the moment are Learn to Let Go, Boogie Feet, I Kinda Like Old Flames Can't Hold a Candle to You, and Woman, obviously. Next I have a couple songs that are on my April playlist. The first one is Loving Someone by the 1975. I loved this album when it came out. Like I was super impressed with this when it was a new release. As a whole, as a listening experience, like listening through this album is really nice. I love it. But I've specifically been listening to Loving Someone over and over again. I added it to my playlist for the month and I've just been listening to it on repeat. I've been into that kind of sound recently, so I've also been listening to Bleachers a lot. Again, I used to listen to Bleachers a whole bunch, and then I kind of forgot about them along the way. But thanks to Love Simon, I've been listening to it again. The song that I've been listening to the most is called Wake Me. I think it is actually really sweet. The lyrics say, "If you're lonely, wake me." I don't know why, the song strikes me as really sweet, so I've been enjoying listening to that one a lot as well. My next song favorite is actually Shawn Mendes's new release called Lost in Japan. I'm not actually like a Shawn Mendes fan. I listen to his music sometimes. I think he is particularly talented, so I'm always interested to hear what his new releases sound like. This song is so catchy. When it came out, I listened to it nonstop for like 3 days, and I was in New York City, so I'm always listening to music while I walk around the city, and for like 3 days, I think I only listened to that one song. I probably killed it a little bit, but I've still been listening to it now. I like his other release too. I think it's called In My Blood, but I like that one more for the fact that he talks about anxiety. I like the music of Lost in Japan better. And lastly, if you're a BTS fan, I'm sure you were waiting for this one. BTS recently released a Japanese album. A bunch of their songs they redid in Japanese, but then they also released some new songs, which I love the new songs. But to me, the standout of this album is Spring Day. Spring Day has always been one of my favorite BTS songs because it's so emo. I think I actually cried a couple times while watching that music video. And the lyrics sound so beautiful in Japanese. Like I think I actually like the sound of the Japanese lyrics better than the Korean lyrics. A lot of the songs that are on this album, I really want to be in like an anime movie because I think it would be so emotional. Like Crystal Snow, if that was at the end of some anime movie, I would be bawling my eyes out. Now I have some random / lifestyle favorites. The first one is a makeup favorite, and it is this Innisfree foundation. Innisfree has a store in New York City. It is a glorious store. I spent so much money there. And the way that they work with these little foundation cushions is you go in and you pick your case. So this with the mirror and the pink and the flowers, you pick that out, and then you pick your foundation that goes inside. So it comes like this, and then you put your foundation inside it. Now, first of all, shout out to Innisfree for carrying a color that is light enough for my skin, because I have a really hard time finding foundation because I'm so fair-skinned. It's a little bit, tiny bit of a struggle. So I appreciated so much that I was able to just go in there and grab the lightest shade, and it fits me really well. The one that I like the most is the Matte Full Cover Cushion. It has SPF 50+, and I have C11 Cool Ivory. I also like the other foundation that they carry. That one is a lot more light coverage, so if you are a super light coverage BB cream kind of gal or guy, then I suggest the other one, which is the Aqua Fit Cushion SPF 40. So the cool thing about this is I have this case, and then when you run out, like when the cushion inside runs out, you just pop it out and you buy a new refill. So it is actually really affordable as far as foundation. Like, I think the refills are 10 bucks. 10 bucks for a foundation that is really high coverage, really good for your skin. I am an uber fan. I have a couple of the applicators as well. My favorite for this foundation is the little jelly applicator thingamabob. I also really like that I can carry this around in my purse. I can whip this out and like reapply under my eyes on top of my makeup. It reapplies really well. All the other foundations I've tried in my life, which has been a lot of them, I can't reapply it at any point during the day. I just have to like re-powder or maybe touch up with concealer or whatever. So I love this because I can carry it around in my purse and reapply throughout the day. And like I said, I'm just an uber fan. I kind of want to rave about it, but I think I've talked about it for long enough. Not sponsored, by the way. I just sincerely love that foundation a lot. My next favorite is my new Adidas. I think I get more excited over new Adidas than I do over like any article of clothing. I love buying new dresses, I love buying new bathing suits, but there's just something so beautiful to me about getting new fresh Adidas, and I got these black ones and they make me feel so much cooler than I am. I think I've worn them every day since I got them, so those are definitely a favorite. Adidas Superstars are my go-to. I've had 3 pairs of them in my life. I've loved every single one into the ground. They are the most comfortable shoes that I've ever found. Like, I can walk around New York City all day long, pop on these babies, I'm good to go. I'm good to walk as far as I need to. My next favorite is a very small detail. It is these little accessories that I've put on my purse. I am the most boring purse person. I have only used this purse for almost a year now. It actually really needs to be washed because it is disgustingly dirty. But in New York, I picked up a couple cute things and I put them on my purse, and it made me so excited about it. It just instantly transformed my already pink purse into a spring pink purse. The first one is this little heart keychain that I got at a store called Bulletin, which is like a feminist clothing / accessory store, which is hella cool. Then I got a surprise little pusheen, which turned out to be like a unicorn stormy pusheen. And then I got this rebel pin at Book Culture on Columbus, just a little pink heart with black outline, and it says Rebel on it. For some reason, it has made me re-love my purse. Even though I'm not a purse girl, even though it kind of looks like a boring backpack, I love wearing it when it has these cute pins and keychains on it. If I keep doing these favorites videos, you guys are finally gonna know what a nerd I am, because my next favorite is socks. I have been collecting cutesy socks recently. It is not even necessarily a conscious thing. It's just that the people who know me and love me send me cute socks because they know that I'm gonna appreciate it and that I'm gonna be so hype over these Totoro socks. I've just been loving wearing adorable socks, especially because I got these Mary Jane Doc Martens, and when I wear them you can see like whatever funky socks I'm wearing that day, and it just has been brightening my day having these different cute socks to go to. Not to mention the fact that the ones that were sent to me by people, it's just so fun to put on a cute pair of socks and be like, aw, Jessie sent me these, or Kat sent me these, or Holly sent me these because she sent me some cool Slytherin socks, which I think are actually dirty at the moment because I wore them like yesterday. Now you guys know how cheesy and sentimental I am because I even get excited when I put on these socks that my favorite people sent me. And my last favorite, you could call a nature favorite, it is the trees outside. I don't know about everyone else, but this winter felt so long. Which it is still cold outside. Like today, it's freezing outside. But by the end of this winter, I was just so ready for springtime. And it has been lovely to see all the trees start blooming. There are like 4 cherry blossom trees in my neighborhood right near my house that are blooming and are so beautiful. There's this one that when you walk underneath it, it's like you're instantly in a cherry blossom cloud. I put video of it in my daily reflections video the other day. So if you would like to see more of that, go check that out. Also, there are some trees right in my yard, which I can see from my windows, and it's just so nice to see green leaves again, to see flowers and color after this long winter. Those are all the current favorites that I have for you guys today. I may start doing these videos a bit more often. Doing seasonal favorites videos is a bit overwhelming because in one season I have so many favorites and then I feel like some of them get missed and I don't get to talk about them. Like I didn't get to talk about Jane the Virgin because I finished it in between winter and spring. But anyways, I may start doing these videos more often. If you would like that, then give this a thumbs up. Comment down below one thing that you have been loving recently, whether it is a book, a manga, a TV show, a movie, a nature favorite, a silly socks favorite, whatever it may be. Let me know down in the comments so I can chat with you guys. I hope you have a lovely day or night or afternoon wherever you are, and I will see you in my next video.